so cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one obviously did not have a symmetrically round bottom. But for this one, you know, because of this, you'd need it to be round, like all the way down. So let me know when you're ready to continue.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's start part 2. So we're gonna count the leaflets because it's time to close the bottom of the basket. So we're gonna count and see what we've got. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's nice to have an even number, but it doesn't really matter for this. The reason that I say it's nice to have an even number is because when you're all finished, if you want to do rosettes, then you've got pairs, and you need pairs for that. And if you had an odd one out, there is a way to do that, but it's a little more fiddly. So for this, you take any one, start with any one, and you go count, because we've got 10. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I count 5 leaflets in front of my weaver. This is my weaver. And I tuck this one around behind the 5th. And because this is the first, I shove it down through here, and that keeps it from springing the whole structure loose while I'm trying to weave it. It makes it a little bit less, so I have to just hold the first one down. See how that sticks out? And you want like a little extra there so that it's not too tight. So now, since I wove this one last, I weave this one next. And since I wove behind this leaflet, I will be finding the next leaflet in the line, which is this one, and weaving behind it next. And I'll go underneath where I wove the level of my first one. So they're like stair steps. This one's on top, this one's underneath. The next one will be underneath the next leaflet. So I come around here and find my next one to work. This is my weaver. And since I wove under this one last, I will weave under this one now. So I need to like make a little space by moving my other leaflets that I've already woven upward. So I'm going to go under this one. And now this one is my next one that I work with. You can see that because it's right in the line after the one I just worked. I go around here, and since I went under this one, I'm now going to go under this one. You see, it's like stacking up like little stairs. See, the first one's up, the next one's under, and the next one's under, and the next one's under that one. And just keep going like that. So this one's the next one. We go around, and we're going to weave it under this one now, because it's the next one in the series. So now it's this one, and we're going to weave it under this one. And just keep going until you get all of them. And now this one is going to go under this one, and the next one in line is this one. It's going to go underneath this one, and now this one goes underneath this one, and the last one goes right under here.
That one go too? Get him out of the sun. And somewhere else. There you go.
All right, so now I've got my bottom here, which I could just close like it is, or I could weave another layer. I'm not sure which I want to do, so I might just start tightening this. A nice way to tighten it is you take any leaflet, and knowing that I have 10 here, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I pulled this first one and this 5th one.
Did you undo your original one that you secured?
Did I? Nope, but I will. Yeah, you want to pull this out. It's not necessary to keep it secured like that. All right, so I pull this one, then I go one forward from that and one forward from that, and I pull that, go one forward from this and one forward from this, and pull that, one forward from this one forward from this one, pull that, one forward and one forward, and I just keep going in that fashion, and it causes it to tighten really nicely and symmetrically. And what I'm finding out now is that probably I do want to weave another layer. So it doesn't matter that I've tightened this. Guess what? I just go like that.
Yeah.
And I just shove it back open because like I hadn't really, bound it too tightly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave another layer. I can start with any one, doesn't even matter. And I lift up this next one out of the way. I'm going to go, since it came out from under here, it's going to go over the next leaflet. under the next leaflet and back out again. So I've just done this one, so now I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to go over and under. See that? This one's here, this one's in the next. This one's coming out from here, the next one's coming out from the next one up. So now I go to the next one, I go over and under, and I go to the next one, over, under, next one, over, under. And notice how I have one of my hands down in here? It really helps me, like I'm working with this underneath here so they don't get messed up. So I push it down with this hand, pull it through with the hand underneath, and then I push it up with the hand underneath and pull through with this hand. It really makes a big difference. So I just keep going until I've got them all woven one extra layer. Just keep going. And like after a while you'll get fast at this and it'll be really easy for you. But once you, when you first started, it's okay to be slow about it. Take your time. So now I've woven all the way around. You see, if I look at the next one, it's already going in here and I don't need to weave it again. That's how I know I'm done. So now, when I want to close this, I put my hand on the top of it like this. And like I showed you before, I take one and I count all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do like so. And go to the next one and pull. And go to the next one and pull. And I'm not pulling it all the way that I can pull it. I'm just pulling a little bit at a time. I'm going to make several go rounds before it's finally closed. And the reason for that is if you just pull as far as you can, it's going to look horrible. Like it'll end up breaking leaflets and all kinds of mischief that it will do to your basket. So you just want to pull until you just start to feel a little resistance. And when you do, then you stop and go to the next one. Pull till you feel a little bit of resistance, go to the next one, do the same thing, and you keep going, and you see how nicely that is closing up in the center and how symmetrically it works when you pull from one side and the other at the same time. And you keep going until finally, and if you notice something like this happening, you can just reach your fingers through and just kind of straighten it a little bit. Like, it really makes all the difference. Like if you pay attention to the detail of the basket, it can make it really nice. See, I don't have anything too funky looking. I just like them all to be kind of straight. So I keep tightening, keep tightening. Just keep on keeping on, and see how that center looks almost like an aperture, right? Or like a turbine or something. It's kind of a neat pattern. Some people think it looks like a star or a flower. There's a lot of places in nature that you can see that shape. But it's really cool, and it makes like a really strong bottom that closes nice and tight so things don't fall out. So now, got your bottom done pretty well. Look at it inside, see if there's anything messed up. Like this has a little bit of a broken leaflet inside. I'm just gonna rip that off there. Yeah, looks pretty good. Might adjust it just a little bit. Keep it from looking wonky in there. And then you can set it down on a hard, flat surface and just kind of give it a shove. And if you have something like a flat jar bottom or something, you can just like smash it down flat in the middle. Look how nice we got flattened out. Wow. So now we have a lovely Calabash bowl basket with a whole bunch of floppy ends.
Yeah.
And what I like to do with the ends, this is why I said I like I look at this and I try to see if there's a great discrepancy between the width of these leaflets. In my case, there really isn't. If there was, let's say this one was a lot skinnier than this one, you would know that this is where your splice was between your ends.